all I do is give a toast. All I do is give a toast. All I do is give a toast to the real folks who done paved the
Sir.
way for a play to play in a real way. And we're gonna start it off like this. You know what I'm saying? Because I think we're gonna keep it thorough in the barrel, you know what I'm saying? To all get together to make some snacks.
Sizzler.
So I how to regulate them jacks. But then your punk ass went Hollywood, stop hanging with the homies. So nigga, can't you be? Who let you rest when you was feeling sleepy? Because you didn't have a home and your ass all alone. Out on
Okay.
your own.
Hold
Can't
that, Ben.
on the
Be right
demo.
back.
My
That's what I'm talking about.
once upon a time I was out there sipping, niggas who banging, okay, what
Guys,
tripping?
it takes a minute to get with it, but we got it.
I was got. I
You
know the
dig?
got a plot. I set my head so the bullets would hit. They got roots, but they ass could shoot.
Sir.
So you gotta fix what's down the line. Do the crime, you might get time. One down to the motherfucking man. My people think so that ass got touch. Try to get me, I'ma get you first in the game. Ain't that a big shot shit change? The fake. Large is hard and king gets started. Things is usually last. Out of things, all things. That's why this is the guy in first place. I'm talking about damn, it's funny. How was cloudy, they can straight turn sunny. If there's a rope, those are having no money. Alright, when you're about to scrap, you feel you can win, but you wind up on your
Cheers.
back. Killing caps, pulling jacks, he's talking shit. I don't talk about this shit, man. I'm all about getting back, sitting back, and looking back, the whole shit. You know how it is. How we do it shit. Down your mama's crying. This shit is good though.
Doing
This
this
shit is
thing.
pumping. You know they can't let the young
Not
nigga
Nizzle's doing this thing. I'm just taking a few notes here.
they got to stop me all over the lust of money.
Pre
Now that's funny. So nigga
pre
just watch
show notes.
you with the wrong nigga. Can put you in a twist, so you gotta keep up with tricks in the game. Be ready for the shit when you feel something
I've
strike.
been writing this thing all day.
But
Gotta
anybody
finish
know
it.
a real nigga change? He just don't act the same. That motherfucker lost his brain. That's right. Oh,
Yeah, finish that
fucking
later.
slide
Got a show to do.
in like a simple sheep. But in reality, be a creep.
I'm gonna go ahead and mix it up like we baking bread. You
Not
know.
really doing nothing at all. Y'all, nigga, tell me, this make you hot. If your homie try to take you nuts, which is killing. Okay, feel chill, from your body. And if the girl is your main prize, and it feels different in between those thighs, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
We can go in, but we gotta get into this game right here.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, man, I'm just saying, man, when it comes to what's going on in the world right now,
Mm-hmm.
we gotta we gotta really take a step back and evaluate
Mm-hmm.
what fear really is, you know?
That's correct.
Y'all motherfuckers out here thinking that it's cool to fear. Fear is ridiculous at this point.
It's a crippling.
Like,
It cripples you. You know. It cripples you. And when you're crippled, you can't do anything. When you're crippled, you can't defend yourself.
yeah, you know?
That's what it comes down to.
So you got this virus that's ravaging the place. They're saying that it's somehow uh, hitting the black community very hard now, eh?
Mm-hmm. Hmm. I guess the first couple of darts were going outside of the bullseye. I guess we're getting more accurate now.
You know, there's a mobster, or a fucked up mobster, killed a couple of people, you know? You own a couple butchers and shit.
Mm.
He got caught, indicted at the end of his run and all that. Said that he kill his, victims and throw them in the fridge and in the meat grinder.
Jesus Christ.
Service customers.
That's fucking pathetic. That's pretty
So
fucking
look at
disgusting, man. What would possess a human being
what's being done
to do that? What would
on a low level of a scumbag like that, a fucking monster, right? He's doing
and
shit like that.
you know what scares me
Yeah,
about stories like this?
the radar. No one fucking unsuspected person. Saying, damn, what am I eating?
And let me tell you something. You know what scares me the most? What scares me the most is this guy was caught. What about the people who are not caught who are still doing that shit or shit like that?
Right?
You dig? Like for instance, when they caught this person spitting on the elevator, what is it? The elevator on the numbers, the elevator inside the elevator, they caught some person spitting on it. You know what I'm saying? Talking to the coronavirus and they spitting on it. Now, come on. That's the one person that they caught. People are doing nasty shit, man. People are getting bitter over this situation. People are getting bitter. They're on some, someone else gonna get it too. But screw them. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is? It's like somebody with a sexually transmitted disease. They know they have it, and they gonna just go there and give it away like it's nobody's business. They don't care. That's how a lot of these people are right now with this whole situation. I feel like if anybody needs to be put in jail, it's someone like that, someone who's actually walking around with it and wantingly, purposely trying to spread it. These people, I have no qualms. Give me the key. I will turn the key and break the key off in the lock too. You can't.
Well, the name of this show is called Self Determination, right? Woke and Spoke, episode 13.
Mm,
So knowing that knowing that these people we got diabolical people capable of all these type of atrocities.
mm.
How do we guarantee that we have self determination enough to play in this system that's perpetuated by them, regardless
Mm,
of handling the situation of
mm.
them? You know what I mean?
Uh,
That's speaking of self determination.
it's
As
it's
a man,
it's
because every man deserves self determination.
and it's really hard. It's really hard. For me, I like to call a spade a spade. It's black. It's a playing card, but it's not a club. It's a spade. Let's call a spade a spade. Self determination, isn't it something when you have to speak to someone and tell them that they need self, determination? Now, it's one thing to try to have that conversation with someone, but you cannot actually implant it in them. They have to want it. They have to want to do this. And my friend, I'm gonna tell you this right now, family. It's becoming at an I mean at an egregious, alarming rate.
Right.
Where people just don't care. You know what I'm saying? Where people just don't. You could be telling them the most. sensible thing in the world. They are absolutely comfortable in their bullshit. And they hear you. They feel you. They know what's up. But they just so comfortable. They won't be swayed. No matter how much common sense you put on the table. And I'll tell you this, and it sounds harsh. For those folks, I'm sorry, but can you step aside, sir? Ma'am, can you step aside, ma'am? Because I need to get to the next person who's actually trying to
Well, that's
impose.
what I'm saying. When we talk about Tinseltown, what's going on in Tinseltown? These
Ugh,
motherfuckers, these so-called actors and actresses, they out there, you know what I'm saying, doing all types of acts of going into these rituals of
they have to feed the beast.
pervasion,
They have to feed the beast. You know, that's
and
what
it's
it is.
like, why?
Because they want to be famous. They want to be known. They want to be adored. They want to be idolized. You know, they want to live forever.
There's pictures of I put up of a bunch of famous actors that they're at some type of fucking event where they had people their heads like sticking their heads through the table on this like models where they and the famous people are around the table, they're eating food. Then they
Hmm.
had a lifelike woman, but it wasn't a woman, it was like I don't know. And they were cutting the body up, eating it. But it wasn't a real body, it was like a fake looking cake or
Now,
something.
now, why would you do that? Why would you do something like that? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Okay, I don't give a fuck. Me myself, if I go somewhere and I don't care where I'm at, Jack. If you wheel out a cake, I've seen this shit already. If you wheel out a cake and the cake
Yeah.
is in the and the cake is in the shape of a dick, there is absolutely nothing you can tell me that's gonna make me have a slice of that cake. You understand what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if you can preach the whole Bible from cover to end. I don't give a man. Shit. I don't. You could do a handstand on hot coals for a mile. That don't impress me enough to get me to eat a slice of that cake. It ain't happening. They know what they're doing when they doing these things. There's no ignorance involved. There's no ignorance involved. They well versed. This ain't their first picnic. If you get what I'm saying. Oh, they've been doing this for years. Hey man, shit, this is what happens. A lot of the very famous ones as well. If you pay very close attention, a lot of the very famous ones, you know, no one lives forever, but it's kind of weird with the timing when some of them they lose someone very important to them, all of a sudden their status and their stature rises. Within that span, that's their status and their stature rises. You feel me? And these things are not just coincidence. Come on now. Too many times. I mean, I want y'all to pay attention. I'm not just talking to my co-host over here, Mr. Matt Mizzle himself. I'm talking to each and every one of you boys and girls in the world.
Now
You
let's
know,
let's take heed to our opinions, because everybody sees all the different window pane to this reality we call life.
correct. Absolutely. 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 Absolutely.
So if
Yeah.
y'all don't understand that, y'all don't understand
Straight
Jack.
up. Let me tell you
Because
something.
I don't understand how our lives are being held in the balance by a bunch of fucking sleazy bankers on fucking Wall Street or whatever the fuck else.
You know how it happens. You know how it happens. Let me tell you how it happens. Because they allow, and don't misunderstand. Don't ever misunderstand. They allow for one or two people who look like me and you to have something so that we can be of the frame of mind that, yeah, we can have it too. I'll tell you something. Believe me or not, there are the vast majority of us, no matter what we do, we will never have certain things. And the reason for this is because of the people that we are and what we stand for. They know that in certain people's hands, you know what I mean, how far they can go with what they believe. You understand what I'm saying? How far they can go. Now, this thing goes good and it goes bad, right? You have extremists, right? And then on the other hand, you have people who are out here,
Unpack that. Let's unpack that. Why
right?
should they even have the power to do that?
Why should they? They shouldn't, but they do. Now, what's the solution? See, we've been talking up for years. The scholars been trying to figure out how this came about. Stop trying to figure out how it came about. It is about. Now let's deal with it. There's a solution somewhere. It's not nowhere. It's somewhere. It's like when the remote's lost in the house. People say, "Where's the remote?" I say all the time, "It's somewhere.
Well,
It's not nowhere."
science once said that it was there was a certain as a there was a term called scientific racism, right?
Hmm.
So now they don't use that term anymore. So how much can we really trust science?
I
And
trust science. I trust science as
when
far
it
as I can throw an elephant, and that ain't very fucking far. You know what I mean? I really do. As far as
they said, "Yo, scientific racism, yo, that shit was holding weight back then, but now it doesn't hold no weight anymore." They just said, "Nah, it's not a theory anymore because we looked at X, Y, and Z, you know."
every couple of years they have to look for a different way to discriminate, so that until we catch up to it and realize, wait a minute, are you fucking what the hell's going on here? And then they say, oh, sorry, 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 sorry. Then they find another creative way to go around it and get all
So, you know, but it's like,
hoping
yo,
that no one would notice. But that doesn't make sense.
all
If
right,
you're
yo,
trying to be racist, you want someone to see, you want someone to be angry. If you're trying to be a prick or a piece of shit, you want someone to see, right? You're not just trying to be an antagonist for no one to see. That don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? You hoping it catches a few eyes, but not the right eyes. You know what I mean? That start protesting. When they start protesting, they get pissed. They're like, "Oh man, no, we just want to make you upset, but
people
we didn't
bank,
want you to."
nah, for real. You think people bank on these type of things?
Oh, come on now, come on now. Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. If I go in the backyard right now and I see an animal, right, and I want to convince you that that animal should be terminated, exterminated, right? You know what I'm gonna do? I want you to see the animal while it's vicious, right? I want you to see the animal while it's I don't want you to see when I poke it, when I try to kick it, when I throw rocks at it. I want you to see when the animal gets vicious so you can say, what? Shit, let me through, I'll kill it myself. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want. We're being poked and prodded and kicked, and rocks are thrown at us. We're being shot and killed. Fuck rocks being thrown at us, shot and killed. You know what I'm saying? Under some bullshit circumstances, not even no fuck,
Oh,
fuck
but it's
controversy.
not as bad
Fuck,
as slavery days. Come on.
no, oh, I hear you. Not fuck controversy. There's no controversy. Straight up getting murdered. You know what I'm saying? And it's like whatever. It's like whatever. And again, I say, don't get pissed. Plan. The problem is people get pissed. People get pissed, and when they get pissed, they do stupid things, which
Yep.
makes it worse for them. Imagine you going to a city, shoot someone, shoot an innocent black man. Then when you get upset and do something stupid, then they put a curfew and say, "Oh, this part of town is really dangerous."
Oh,
Stop getting pissed. Plan. This is I cannot express how essential this is. You want to get something done? Because when you get, first of all, when you get pissed, what do? You scream, you yell, you rant, you let the whole fucking world know what your intentions are. You let everybody know what's on your agenda. You know what I'm saying? You let everybody know how you feel. Nah. If I want to knock your block off and you see me today and you ask me how you doing, I'm gonna tell you straight, I'm good. How you doing? That's right. Let's go over to the supermarket and get some chicken breast. I'm gonna go home, cut it up, make some stir fry, nothing big. Just go about my day like nothing. You know,
well, that's the thing, you know.
people need to learn that in order to get ahead. I'm not looking for headlines. I'm looking to get ahead. You know, that's the problem.
Because you got a lot of underhanded shit that's going on.
Hmm.
So you gotta stay on top of things, you
I saw there was a post on Facebook because people don't pay attention, right? There was a post on Facebook. I'm not certain. Maybe you had posted it, if I'm not mistaken.
know. Yeah.
It was about black people are buying toilet paper, and white people are buying guns.
Mm.
You understand me? Now, when I see stuff like that, everyone is like, "Oh, come on now, what? You're going too far. This and you ain't going no too far. You got your house stacked with Charmin, and they got their house stacked with 9 millimeter rounds
Hmm.
and some shit to put it in.
Yep.
And I don't understand. Like, is it supposed to be that when people start shooting, looting and shooting, you have enough toilet paper to do what? Build a fort and get behind it? To do what? That when you start shitting yourself, you have enough toilet paper to wipe your ass because you're so scared? Stop
So
living in fear.
the
You know,
fear gets to them, you know what I'm
it's the
saying?
fear.
They get caught up in
Plan.
the moment. They get them caught up in the moment. And you know it.
Mm. You can't get caught up. Okay, listen. Years ago, I've learned that they don't want me to know what's really going on. You understand? You don't want us to know what's really going on behind the scenes. And from you learn that they do not want us to know what's really going on behind the scenes, you got to be very careful when you listen when they talk.
It's
Because if
some
you know they
it's demonic shit behind the scenes, but it's people
okay,
doing their bidding, you know? So
correct, correct.
it's the people that's doing their bidding we gotta watch out for, you know? That's why I was watching this thing with Tariq Nasheed. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Taking some real game about it, you know?
Mm.
I wanted to show a little clip of his show when he was talking about it. Like
All right, all right.
they'll put some bullshit people up in front, you know what I'm saying? Just to make
Go ahead
us
and throw it up. Throw it up.
feel
Throw it up.
you know.
Let's take a peek at it.
I'm looking for it right now. I'm looking for it right now.
Mm.
But yeah, you know, just keeping it real about that, you know.
Excuse me. That's what the
You
corona.
you
Kukuya.
go with the facts more and more times, you know. I don't know. You know? You don't like certain niggas, but so a lot of people be hating on Tariq because he did the Hidden Color series and shit like that. That's hating for no reason.
Correct. Well, that's the thing. They're gonna try to discredit the brother so that his work becomes discredited. That's what it is. That
Yeah,
happens a lot, you know. I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something that people misunderstand a lot of time. No man, no man, absolutely no man is perfect. If you look into his history, whether it be last week, last year, 10 years ago, he done something. He done something on the wrong side of the law. You
yep.
understand what I'm saying to you? Now, whether he was caught or not, doesn't matter how small, how big the act was. It happened. These are facts. Now, I'm saying that does not mean that that what the person is saying is incorrect. You know, everybody has a past, man. People need to get past that. You know,
You
let's
know
see
what
what
I'm
the brother
saying?
has to say, man. Let's see what the brother has to say.
What they try to do is silence brothers like him, you know. And,
Absolutely. You know, and it's a very stupid thing to go ahead and
they
say this human
send people
being has
out,
flaws.
oh,
Of course he
he was
does.
him, he was this, he was that. Really, but you never said he
No.
was.
What I want to hear is what makes a difference to me is he a liar? I don't give a fuck what he was. Is he a liar? He's speaking right now, and is he lying? This is what
But
I want to know. That's all I
for,
give a fuck about.
for a brief
Straight up
moment,
about it. You know? Shit.
Malcolm
Ain't
X
no
died
more.
at 9 years old, bro. Come on, these motherfuckers is
Mhm.
talking shit.
All right, man.
Anyways, let me just get into this game. We gonna chop it up. We gonna see what's up. Okay. Tariq, we spitting that realism, you know. That's what I fuck with him.
Absolutely. 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 He don't look, that's the thing. That's what I mean. He don't care about headlines. He trying to get ahead. Like he ain't trying to impress nobody.
What's happening with the guys?
Ain't nobody impressing nobody.
Special broadcast for the week. It's Thursday night. About to get paid. Stimulus check. Oh, we gonna go over what he's saying, you know. We're gonna do a quick little show tonight. But yeah, what Tariq is saying is real shit. Because at the end of the day, what's going on with y'all, man? How y'all doing, man? These motherfuckers don't never want us to breathe out here. So if they're fucked up, we're fucking. Right now. Hope you guys are having a safe week on quarantine and
Trying
everything.
to, brother, trying to. You know what it is.
I'm
You know what it is.
all right, man. How y'all doing, man? Y'all come on in the room, man. Brother. So y'all got your notification for once. Did you get your notification that I'm live right now? Did you get your notification? What's going on, Mac Mizzle? You know, everybody, while you come on in here, hit that thumbs up button. No, I didn't get a check, unfortunately. I say unfortunately. If I get the check, I would use that check to just help more people.
My man Tariq Nasty.
Everything. Okay, so even though I don't qualify for the check, I still want it. I deserve it as a foundational Black American. The wealth of this nation, I deserve a damn check. That's the least amount. But I digress. Yes, everybody come on in the room. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. I deserve that. Hit that like button and subscribe button. You got a back scratcher. They said if you make a certain amount.
He's not wrong though, man. That's the beauty of it, you know. That's the thing. Say what you want. At the end of the day, is he a liar? That ain't, that's what counts. You know? Up in here, that's what counts. Is he a liar? No, he's not, sir.
I can use that to help other people. Shout out to Atlanta in the house. And by the way, Atlanta, we still plan on having the Foundational Black American Conference in June. I think the stay at home order will definitely be lifted by then. And people are going to be so excited to get out the house said, I'm looking good tonight, Black Cherry. I feel good, Black Cherry. Black Cherry, I hope that you are a dude. With a name like Black Cherry, you don't know. Black Cherry could be Andrew Gillum's screen name. So I'm taking that compliment with the assumption that you are a woman. So I'll take that. But like I said, we do plan on still having foundational Black American if they have that lift, they lift the water by then, which I think they will. The event is going to be phenomenal. People are going to be so ready to get out the house. I know it's going to be a great event. I'm very excited to have it. You are a woman. Okay, there you go, Black Cherry. So I'll take that compliment. I'll take that. I'll take that.
At this point, I'm hoping it's a woman too.
Oh my. A lot of stuff going on out there in Illinois. We're going to touch on some things tonight. In Chicago, Illinois, out there at a correctional facility. Let me see if I can find this video, by the way.
Those of us who can stay.
I don't want all that. I don't want all that.
The correctional facilities are all fucked up too, right?
Of course.
I'm telling you, man. They
Shout out
go.
to Cash App. Shout out to you guys for the Cash App.
The thing about it is,
Flex.
it's George. It's not George Bush's it's Bill Gates and his cronies, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Over there. I mean, there are riots in prisons around the country, guys. There are a lot of riots in prison around the country.
And some of his cronies are black. Can you dig it?
Man, I could dig it, man. For a paycheck, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. For a paycheck.
He got busy on some guards. Okay, yeah, let me show y'all some of this. Yeah, man, they caught some guards slipping because, you know, the coronavirus, they said, you know, is running rampant through some of these jails and they're not doing anything about it. And they are letting a lot of brothers and sisters die in these jails. So certain people are like,
they're also letting a lot of people out because of that. And I'm wondering who exactly is being let out of jail because of this. Give me 1 second. You.
I don't know why my name looks like this, but there's this guard here.
Hello?
Yeah, I don't know why this thing looks like this. So, where my computer guys, maybe y'all can help me because I don't know why this thing looks like this. Hold on.
What's the guard doing?
So, brother talking to a guard up there. He goes down. Hold on. I'm trying to fast forward. So, he's up there with the guard. Bam, he started choking the guard. Jumping on the guard, they drag that guard inside. So they put work in on that guard. So they drag him in and give him that work. They knocked a couple of guards out.
Yes, sir. You know how it is.
Well, another guard run up there. And they have been getting busy. Hold on. This is when people are desperate. There's another guard running up there. As you can see. Another guard runs up there to the rescue, and then another guard, 3 guards come through. Let me see. They get into bam, knock that guard out, knock him out cold. These brothers are not playing up in there, man. People are desperate. People are like, hell, if they're going to try to liquidate us up in here, we might as well go for broke, okay? So I'm just showing you the game. We're desperate. People are desperate here.
Yo, fuck that shit.
We might as well go for broke, like.
Fuck that shit. Real shit.
They knock them guards out back to back.
You might as well go for broke, right?
So,
hey, listen, man. There's only so much people are gonna take.
Get some work, man.
Start to retaliate, and that's it, man. When they do, I suggest you get out of the way, but they did not come to play. They ain't frustrated now. They've been frustrated. They've been pissed. Oh yeah.
Well, they come back
Shit,
with
man.
jails and you're not helping them, and there's a deadly disease running rampant, and you're not really doing anything to secure the safety and the health of the people. So people, you have a God-given right to do whatever you need to do to survive. Unfortunately, it's got to this point. People are just desperate. People are desperate, and you know, with this pandemic now, again, they're trying to racialize everything. They're trying to maintain the white supremacy. There is a company up in Chicago, Omar Medical Supplies, and I talked about this on my Instagram. Omar Medical Supplies. And in Chicago, you know, we've been hearing
Omar Medical
about
Supplies.
Omar sounds like a dude from around the hood, you know?
They're short on masks and gloves. And listen, there's a company out there. There's a black-owned company out there in Illinois. And there's a black-owned company out in Illinois. And it was founded by the legendary.
I'm paying attention. I'm just
Willie Wilson. He's a
through
philanthropist.
this book real quick.
And this brother has a medical supply. Omar Medical Supply. Y'all look that up. Y'all Google that. Black-owned medical supply company. This brother, he's right there in Illinois. This brother has masks, medical gloves. He has everything. He has like fully stocked up.
Nice.
My monitor, that's why it's blinking. Okay, I need my computer. This is a brand new computer.
What's up, man? Our brother was ready.
Wilson is true, man.
He was paying attention.
So instead of them getting those medical supplies right there from that brother, he ran for mayor. Did he run for mayor recently? Because I know he ran for mayor. Was it recently? Please don't tell me y'all elected that piece of filth, Lori Lightfoot, over that brother. Please tell me y'all.
I bet you they did. You know why? Because it's most more than likely that brother is not going to play ball, and he's not going to get in bed with the scumbags. You know, so most likely he wasn't elected.
They will not buy
Lori Lightfoot. She's a
in
fucking
fact,
dweeb.
The state
100%.
medical supplies from China. And from what I understand, they spent millions of dollars bringing in these masks and gloves from China, and the shit was faulty. They brought the shit over, and it was faulty. People will risk your lives before
everything is faulty in China, dog.
Do legitimate business, real business with a
that was their reputation from back in the day.
Medical supplies, right there in the city.
Fucked up. Made in China.
That's why don't let people run this.
You know it was? It came cheap, so people said, fuck it. That's all. It came cheap, so everybody said, fuck it. We'll take it. I'm telling you. I mean, look, American-made products are horribly built. Right? That's not even a thing. But
people in Chicago,
it is what it is. China, you know, they get a lot of praise for having this and that technology and this and that, and that shit breaks real quick.
This brother's been a philanthropist for years. What happened? Why would y'all elect her? Talk to me, man. What's going on?
The niggas are suckers. That's what happened. That's what happened to me.
It must have been the white people in the suburbs.
The almighty dollar, for the almighty dollar, they don't give a fuck, man.
People didn't take Willie Wilson seriously. Okay. And I know Lightfoot, she had the backing of the governor and his family. The governor out there in Illinois, he's sitting on big money. His family got big money. His sister is a tranny. Well, his brother, I'll say that his brother is a woman now. Did y'all know that? The governor out there in Illinois is like sitting on real. His family's sitting on big money, and his brother is now a trans woman, whatever. They got this rich family promoting this trans feminism. So of course they're going to put a lot of money behind Lori Beetlejuice Lightfoot. And this is what we're going to talk about, family. See, we got to watch family.
I get it.
We got to be careful of these goddamn Trojan horses out here. We got to be careful of these Trojan horses. Everybody hit the like button while I'm talking.
You hear what he said about the Trojan horses, bro?
Mm-hmm.
The Trojan horse. This woman is horrible for the city of Chicago. This woman is taping for everybody except the foundation of Black Americans in that city.
And that's a fact.
It's nothing but a
joke.
puppet.
Give me a second. Duty calls. Give me 2 seconds, please.
I don't know if any black folks who voted for this woman, I don't know what the deal is, but we have to be weary of them running around talking about the first black person this, the first black person that. Yes, they own the Hyatt hotels. That's true. Family, when they start talking about the first black woman, the first black man, the first black lesbian, when they start emphasizing somebody's blackness, that's a red flag right there, just like with Obama. See, we got to learn from all the mistakes we made with Obama. When they get somebody and the first thing they keep talking about, this is the first black president, the first black mayor,
drama
the first
with
black
Obama.
female mayor, the first black lesbian mayor. When they start bringing up the person's blackness over and over again when white people are doing this, and talking that black girl magic bullshit, that's a red flag right there. That is a red flag. So what you have to ask is, this person is so blackety black, and you keep bringing up their blackness, what have they done for black people, and what are they going to do for black people? Oh, let's not make it about race. Well, why the fuck are you bringing up their blackness then? Why are you bringing up it ain't about race, and if they can't do nothing for black people, what the fuck are you bringing up their blackness for? We have to call that out. See, we're not going to live vicariously through niggas no more.
No.
See, they've been playing on our emotions with that bullshit. We'll put a black face up there and let y'all live vicariously through this. We're not playing that game. In fact,
exactly what I said.
Pop up niggas just randomly, antennas go up. Lori Lightfoot is horrible for the city of Chicago. They start talking about this minority, Alexandria Cortez-Acosta, whatever her name is. She's horrible for black folks. This woman is not a friend of black people at all. She has no camaraderie with us. So when they parade somebody around talking about their minority, that's a red flag. None of that matters. What are we as foundational black Americans going to do? Don't just parade people up here and talk about how black they are and how much a minority they are. What are we going to get? That's all we need to ask. We're not living vicariously. They start talking.
What's going to change? What's going to be different? You know, what's going to be different? If you're going to come in and do the same thing as the last person, it don't make no difference. You know what I mean? What's going to change? That's what we need to know. Guaranteed.
You don't care though. You're going to say, yeah, we'll change. And then turn around and fucking create a fucking virus.
Based on the Negro anti-black. So when they say we're going to put a black person on the Supreme Court, who are they going to get? Clarence the Coon Thomas. So there you got your black person. So you can't say nothing. Hey, you wanted a minority, you wanted a black person, well, we got one. So y'all can't complain, I can't yet. Now we got the biggest, most anti-black coon you can find.
But that's not what.
Complain, I can't.
You're already saying, but that's not what we think.
Somebody black, you got your black president, the highest office in the land. You can't complain. I voted for him. Hey, you voted for him. He black. You voted. He didn't do shit for you, but you voted for him.
I don't think people are really looking at. I think they're like.
So when they start parading Negroes around,
I'm trying to they'll give us a foot in the door, but
they picked them for a reason. Obama for a reason.
Foot in the doors don't mean shit.
Not a foundational black American.
A foot in the door, at any point, you can slam that fucking door and break that foot. I want in, and I don't want in because you're telling me, okay, you know what? I'll let you in. I want in because I deserve to be in. I come knock the fucking door. I come open the door myself and walk the fuck in. because I deserve to be in. Not because you say, well, I'll give you 15 minutes, I'll give you 10 minutes. You know, you ain't giving me no fucking time. I'll go in when I feel like because I deserve it. I'll leave when I please because I deserve it. That's it. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less.
Biracial background who didn't grow up around foundational Black Americans. They get an LGBT Negro who want to use their sexuality as their get out of black free card.
All day.
Or they get a bed wench or a bed bug. So they look for this.
Like I said, call this man what you want.
Just like that Surgeon General.
Is he telling the truth or is he full of shit? That's all I want to know. And so far, he's telling the truth.
They don't understand that Tariq is like, he pretty much solidified his spot in Black consciousness with the Hidden Color series. He did about 5 Hidden Color series, right?
Pardon me?
They'll get Andrew
the Hidden Color series.
Yeah.
Yes, he did 1804, and now he did all this shit. He did a book.
You know, so people ain't really all up in your business, but they knew what his get down was, and they cultivated him. He kind of, got caught up.
Man's been going hard for a good 20 years.
But they know, family.
Straight up, bro. He's been going through, he's passed through different media platforms, Like, come on now. Come on now. This is a man that's for real. I don't care what anyone says. You full of shit, you drop off at some point. You realize it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Getting up every day doing the same bullshit every day? Nah. Well, if you get up every day and you're doing something, you know that it doesn't matter how many people, but you know you change somebody's mind. You know that you took somebody and turned them from ignorant to knowledgeable. Come on now. That makes it worth it all day. I don't care if I go 6 months and only one person hears me. Guess what? That one person was supposed to hear me. That's it. That's all. It doesn't matter about the ones who didn't hear me. Just like him.
Listen to what he's talking about right now.
Black woman is taking charge of the code. Black woman running things. When they start talking, man, that's a con game. That's a con game, guys. Yeah. Now look at some of these headlines. See, right there, this is a red flag right here. When I saw these headlines here with Kismekia working on the coronavirus, Kismekia Corbett is not your average scientist. Madame Noir, a black woman leads the fight to a coronavirus. Black Enterprise. Kismekia Scott was formulating success as a black woman in science. Meet more black science. I mean, just going on and on about her blackness. Black woman immunologist leads charge to develop COVID. From the hospital to the lab, black scientists. This is on Forbes. Let me bring this up. This is on Forbes. Black scientists are fighting COVID. This is on Forbes now. A black woman, here you go, Louisiana Weekly. A black woman is leading the charge. So when they're sitting up here talking about how black somebody is, this is a con, guys. This is them not trying. They ain't giving us props. They're not doing this to give us props. Okay? When they do all this, and it's from like all these little boule websites, I think she might be a foundational Black American. But all these little boule sites are really playing up the black woman, black girl magic, meet the black sign. I mean, all this black shit. That's a red flag. I'm telling y'all. Every time y'all see that, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. Black folks, we ain't gotta blacken up like that. So again, I talked about her the other night, and I said, look, she just came up with a new Twitter account a couple of months ago. So I'm like, why did they scrub her old account? Why did they scrub her old account? And this week, I'm like, well, they're hiding something about this woman. So I've been doing some research. Then I figured out why they're hiding this woman's old tweets. I done stumbled upon, if you follow me on Twitter, I stumbled upon her old deleted account. I stumbled upon her old deleted Twitter account. They deleted her old Twitter account because she's 34 years old. And I'm like, wait a minute, ain't no 34-year-old sister just gonna have a Twitter account made January of this year. That don't make sense. So what are they hiding? You can't find nothing on her background. And now CNN and all these people, they're doing a bunch of stories on her because now they're trying to create a new background.
Talk about cropping
right
up
now.
somebody?
They're running. See, all these just came out in the last couple of weeks. So they're trying to create a new image of this woman. But why did they the old shit though? Oh, let's get into it. Y'all want to know what the real Kismikia? Do y'all want to know the real Kismikia? Oh boy. Man, let's get into this. Let's get into this. All right, let's
She really from Cabot Cove, Maine.
Boy,
where's she really from? What's she really about? Talk to me, Tyreek. Talk to me.
Let's make something clear. Let's get the receipt going. I hate this blanket here. Now this is her. This is from her old account. This is from 2015. See, they deleted her old account. Her old account was beautifully black. That's her old account.
The talented virologist and UNC
that account
alum.
Other people retweeted her when she had her account up. Okay. So even though you can delete your account, you can't delete the retweets that people
Absolutely. So they get the point from the point of origin. So if you were a scumbag and you erased your shit, you're still a scumbag because it's out there. It's out there.
Here, she's fully black. That's her name. Okay. Let's look at some of her tweets when she had them up. I like my white boys to look like they can surf and got the daddy stroke. It's a rare find when you do, but honey, okay. So, what? This woman has a bed wench fantasy. This woman is on Twitter. She was on Twitter.
Surfer boy.
They've been begging white men to get with her ass.
Yeah, I'm looking at the combination. It's weird, but go ahead.
Hold on.
To each his own, man. You know. Shit, you never know.
And to get at her ass. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay. There's so much going on.
I can't be talking. My ass single. They got somebody. Lucky them.
I hope my kids have white friends. No offense, but most of you niggas and nigga bitches have the worst friendship circle. This is her referring to black people as niggas and nigga bitches.
You know, Tyree, I don't know, man. I'm going to have to take a pause on this one, meaning and pay close attention to it because that looks like, I don't know. Is that real? You know what I'm saying? Somebody really said that?
Your opinion of other black.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say that it's not. It wasn't said, but it's just a little weird.
That shit is real, cuz. She hasn't denied this stuff. She hasn't denied any of this, by the way. She's trying to lightweight deflect troll. Family, this ain't it. This is so much more. This woman
Zaddy works
vitriol towards black society. Hold on. And I'll probably end up marrying a white boy with a soulful voice. I mean, so she's one of these people that sits up just begging white men to get at her ass. It's real sad and desperate, man. What am I doing? It's real sad. And
not to be ignorant, right? Not to be ignorant. But I want you to understand something. When you black, white, regardless, whatever, and you make yourself sound that and that desperate, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. Man, you know, let me tell you something. Somebody's gonna come in your life. If you map out, you write out exactly what you want in a man, right? Any person who's paying attention can sit there and say, "Oh, really? This is what you need? All right. So my ass is gonna be this, that, and check all them boxes so I can get up in that box." You know what I'm saying? That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna check all the boxes so they can get up in that box. Once they get up in that box, then you're gonna see all them boxes they checked was bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? So that ain't not stop putting women gotta stop doing that shit. I want a man who's this. I want a man who's that. Stop with that shit. You meet somebody, you get a, you get into a conversation. A conversation leads to, like, come on now. It ain't always gonna work out, but I'm just saying, man, when you put it out there, like, I want a man who's 6'2", you know what I'm saying? He's gotta have brown eyes, he's gotta have, his haircut has to be nice and low and fake. When you
Yeah.
find that man, it doesn't mean it's gonna be perfect, you know? You can find a man he's 5'1", you know. It doesn't matter. Anyways, man. But women gotta start putting them intention. And same thing for men. Men, the same thing I find for a man. You gotta stop talking about. I want my lady to be. She has to be. She has to have size double D tits. She has to have size C tits. Her ass has to be banging. You know what I'm saying? She has to be smarter than a motherfucking scholar. She has to be. She has to be. She has to be. No, man. You spend your whole life looking for that shit. You know. You spend your whole life looking for that shit.
This girl is particularly saying, "Oh, she wants a white boy." Blah 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 blah.
Mm,
What he's trying to make, you know. But I'm gonna continue it a little bit.
mm.
So,
Go right ahead, brother.
Talking about black men, and they do be having white baby mamas who don't come with all the antics like coon baby mamas. Damn. So she's referring to
Excuse
black
me.
women as coons. Okay? So it ain't just black men she got a problem with. She don't like black men or black women. This woman got a problem with black men and black women. You dig? So it's heavy here. Oh, hold on. Oh my God.
yeah, more.
And this is the person, family. This is the person who's supposed to be coming up with a vaccine, who's supposed to give us some damn vaccines. This is the person who's supposed to give us some
Yeah.
vaccines.
You can put your trust in. Yeah, you can put your trust in that.
I'll bear with me 1 second. There's so much stuff.
next thing you know, a huge chunk of black people get cancer out of nowhere. Oh, these motherfuckers, man.
Made some little slick comments about Dr. Sebi. This is her new account. She's like, yeah, I'm not arguing with anybody over the following: turmeric, vitamin C, black seed oil, Dr. Sebi, holy water. So she's disrespecting Dr. Sebi. This is on her new account. Listen, this is my DM look like. This is what my DM looked like after I criticized Dr. Sebi and his lies. Okay. So this woman is
Dr. Sebi and his lies.
on a whole
I'm
different
sorry.
level.
This is where I gotta step in and say, "Go fuck yourself." Like, straight up,
She's full of
Dr.
shit.
Sebi and his lies. Man, you bolder than a motherfucker, man. You shit, man. Shit, you got balls bigger than basketballs. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
Hold on one
Oh,
second.
fuck her.
Let me,
Dr. Sebi's a liar. Yeah. Mm.
so let me pull up some more of her
I
exact
can't get into that because I want to hear Tariq, but let me tell you. Yeah,
words.
man.
Crazy.
Fuck that.
There's a lot of these. Here's some more. Daniel Hargrave from high school can still be my hubby with his sexy white ass. Yummy. So she's begging white dudes, sending out little codes for white men to get at her.
She's a fucking goofy.
White boys fucking love me. This is her. They retweeted her. I want that motherfucking white boy. So this begging for zaddy. She's just begging for zaddy
So
like
sad.
crazy on social media. And this is the kicker right here.
You keep your shit to yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Girl, race ain't
I
better
just
than
find
niggas,
it very tasteless.
Asians, all that. So she's talking about Mexicans and Asians and everybody's better than niggas. So listen to me, family. Listen, man. Now you see why they got her. When you see these mammies and bed wenches saying all this foul shit about black folks on Twitter and social media,
Right,
I'm just joking.
out
I'm
of
just playing.
mind.
No. They're
Now,
sending out
how the fuck are people gonna really sit there and watch that and
saw
still be like on their hands and knees praying that this woman comes up with a vaccine? Like, what the fuck is wrong with people's mentality, man? Nah, what's really wrong with people's mentality? Them two bears ain't got me swearing. It's the bullshit that's got
Media,
me swearing. You get what I'm saying? Because this is raw, unadulterated, nasty, low down, sly, conniving
this is a virtue.
cuntery. That's what this is. Cuntery. Straight up and down, some cuntery. Full cuntery.
With that mentality, if black people
adventure.
are harmed by the vaccines that she's
Yeah,
helping to
but you
put
could plainly see like where her mentality is at.
conscience about it
And
and come
it's
clean,
crazy.
who already vetted her and saw that
It's
she's a
crazy.
hating man, a goddamn bed wench. So they
Listen to
already,
me.
she's on the
If
team. So
if I had a barber, if you had a fucking barber, let me tell you, okay? And that barber
that's all
spoke about black people
serious.
like this. I didn't like black people. Like clearly you didn't like black people. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's no fucking way my ass is gonna go sit in their chair. This is for a
Look,
barber, mind you.
if
You think I'm gonna let
talking,
somebody like that develop a vaccine for me?
oh yeah. Let me put up some. And she when she got caught out there, oh my God, she started
Man,
lying.
if I got behind her and I
Started
rallied behind her, I might ask her to take what the fuck I get. That's it. That's all I could say. If I
liar,
lay in a bed with dogs, I'd have to take the fleas that come with it.
explaining,
Shit,
she's sounding ridiculous. Let me go to something.
ridiculous.
She's
That's
trying to
full country.
all the
That's
way
what that
out
is.
of. Hold on. Where's it? Okay. So people are calling her out, and this is when she's like, the tweets you found are like 2003. I'm not damn. I was not damn near 30. Please stop insulting my education. Insult me all you want, but my degrees and my street smarts are what they are earned. And she says she tweeted it in 2003. Family, Twitter wasn't around in 2003. There was no Twitter. So this is what we're dealing with. Honest, self-hating, black community hating, mammy bedwitch.
Mm.
We're dealing with a hardcore mammy bedwitch. And she's trying to troll her way around the comments, but she's not really witty enough.
Let me tell you something. That's what happens when you're ignorant, right? You say
Play the
shit and get your dates fucked up. That's
that
like the
girl.
girl who said she went to a Biggie concert. She's trying to impress some people. She said, I went to a Biggie concert in 2001. I went backstage and met him and everything. Fucking
What?
liar. I met her. She said, yeah. 2001, she went to a Biggie concert. I went backstage. I met him and everything. She probably went to an E40 concert.
Kamala's bullshit out. What did they do? Oh, y'all just hating on the black girl magic. Y'all just don't want to see the black woman shine. They want to try to play that bullshit game. Yes, this fool tried to say her tweets were from 2003. Twitter wasn't around until 2008. Yeah, said MySpace wasn't even around in 2000.
Excuse me.
Family, these people know who to get to act as their Trojan horse. They know who to get.
Hold on.
They got a
1
mammy.
second, ladies and gents. Give me a second, please.
Immigrants, bed wenches.
Like
They want to get Michael Jackson. What did they do? Come here, Mr. Conrad Murray. They got an immigrant coon, to be the fall guy.
They do it every time. They had Conrad Murray, that immigrant coon, to be the fall guy, the off Michael Jackson. He got a slap on the wrist. Now he's back practicing medicine, back in the Caribbean. He's back practicing medicine, got his slap on the wrist, probably had a lot of money in his bank account when he got back for doing the dirty work of a white supremacist. And now when they want to push these vaccines and target us with these vaccines, they're trying to credential this little mammy bedwench. But see, we caught her out the gate early. See, we got to start catching them out the gate early. We got to catch them early. That's the problem. We got to catch them. See, when these people ain't got no real stock in black society, we don't know them. The streets don't know them. We don't know them on a grassroots level. We don't know these folks. And the fact that we don't know these folks and know anything about them, that's suspicious. And then when they prop them up, these niggas come out of nowhere, they just been propped up. Red flag, red flag.
Back in the cut like Paul is boring.
So I knew something was up with her. I'm like, wait a minute. They're giving her way too many props, and I'm smelling biscuits. You can look at her pictures. I can smell the damn biscuits. Well, the biscuit smell is heavy. Yeah, see, that's how we shut down Kamala. We knew the game. They were trying to do the same thing with Kamala. When they run around all of a sudden, when they get some dark person, hey, look, y'all, black girl magic. Hey, look at this this the first black woman gonna be doing it. The first black woman, black. They're doing that with Kamala Harris, and I'm like, wait a minute. 5 years ago, she was Indian American, so now she blackity black, and we gotta hop on her because she's black. And you claiming she's black, and this woman, when we look at her background, ain't nothing black about her. As a matter of fact, everything about this woman is anti-black. You did? So we got to start looking at stuff when somebody's trying to be extra blackity black. When you're trying to do that, there's something up to that. There's something going on with that. And speaking of somebody trying to be extra blackity black, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of somebody trying to be extra super duper blackity black. Ladies and gentlemen.
It's true. It's man. He's another pompous piece of shit.
All I can do is praise.
A real fucking pompous piece of shit, man. Holy fuck.
This nigga, Roland is so desperately trying to get his grassroots credentials. Lord, Penny God.
Him and what's the other one's name? Him and Sharpton go hold hands and go take a long walk off a short pier.
Pull me right back in. Every time I try to get out the game, they pull me back in. Jesus, why does this motherfucker look like a big ass Benihana chef? Lord, wonder people can't get their sushi rolls in time. This nigga's cooking the food. This nigga looks like a big fucking Benihana chef. This nigga have looking like a big moist Pillsbury doughboy. What the fuck does this nigga have on? Jesus. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Why does this nigga look like Kung Fu Panda? Lord,
he looks like an idiot. AKA, he looks like himself.
Why does this nigga look like a Lane Bryant model for the Corona gear? Lane Bryant is having a coronavirus outfit sale, and this nigga's the model. God damn. Like a big fucking COVID-19 model. Help me, Lord Jesus.
He ain't lying.
God.
He ain't lying one bit.
Jesus, why? Okay. Roland is really trying to blacken it up so bad with these three.
He's real with it, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I keep saying all I keep saying is,
take the bacon.
you know, shit, man. Stop me when he's telling. Stop me when he's full of shit. That's it. You know, stop him. Sorry, stop him when he's full of shit.
That's a laundry
You
basket on
can't
top
stop
of it.
him. 'Cause,
He's using a laundry basket as a coat. How much cloth did
I
that
mean,
take for that big fucking?
sometimes his presentation is something left to be desired, but he's telling you the truth. You know, at the end of all of it, it's facts.
Lord,
So I
I
mean, say
panic.
what you want, but you can't call the man a liar. That's all I give a fuck about at the end of the day. You know, is the man
Yeah,
lying? No. Okay.
he's got the
Cool.
COVID mouth.
Cool.
Shit,
You know,
man, you know what I'm saying? They
and the
want
man
to
is he's talking about things that people should know. And when I say should know, I'm not talking about, oh, you don't know, you a dummy. Not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things that people, if you don't know, listen carefully because you need to hear it. You need to hear it. You understand? Straight up. Straight up, man. I always say when you're reading, when you read something, you're seeking knowledge, you have to be discerning because it's most what's most important, not just what you read, but who wrote what you're reading.
mm,
You know, who wrote it? What are their motives? You see that I've said this before in shows, and I'll say it again because it's so rampant. It will need to be said again. You know,
straight
it is
up,
what it
straight up and down. You know what I'm saying?
is.
So when you look at everything in perspective, you gotta be like, wow.
But he's right. He's right. A lot of people are gonna will gravitate towards this person because this person is black, and they're all gonna get excited and say, "Well, yeah, yeah, you know, first black person, yeah, yeah, yeah." But in reality, this so-called this black person doesn't care about black people. Like completely don't give a fuck. So it makes no difference whether she's there or not. It makes no difference. And people can't see that. You know? No matter what she says and does, people still hold out hope. I ain't holding out shit. You know? I ain't holding out shit.
The prime minister is saying we ain't going back to normal unless we get the vaccine.
That's
And
it.
this is the woman that's developing the vaccine over in the States. So over here, is it going to be the
Of
same?
course. Of course they're gonna develop it over there. And once they develop it over there, they're gonna send it to America Junior and test it over here, and if people start losing their fucking shit or dropping fucking dead in the mid sentence. I was going to the supermarket today when you know what I'm saying. Like then they're gonna say we need to do more testing before we give it to us. That's what happened.
Well, you see, this Dr. Fauci, he's the fucking culprit. 'Cause he works for Bill Gates, and he's trying to push this vaccine. So
Bill Gates lackey. You know what I mean? He's Bill Gates lackey. That's what it is. They all have lackeys, professional lackeys. The president has a lackey. Everybody has a lackey.
the first person that went live with Dr. Fauci, I think, was Steph Curry. I'm
Who?
like, Steph Curry. I'm like, why is Steph Curry going live with this guy? There's something fishy about that. Everybody was watching.
There's nothing. There's nothing.
Now he's going on the Breakfast Club.
There's nothing fishy. There's nothing fishy about that. When you look at the circles that these people play in, you know what I mean. We spoke about Tinseltown earlier. When you speak about when you when you take sorry, I got somebody who leave me a message now about something I did earlier. I did a little poem, and she had asked me to send it to her. I ain't got time right now. I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you after, sweetie. I'll get back to you after. Yeah. when these people play within the same circles, it doesn't. When you get into a certain tax bracket, I've said a million times before, it doesn't shock and surprise me that they are friends. That they're, they hang out. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. You know, and it doesn't surprise me when the young and
No, but
the young
said
and powerful and the
part of
old and powerful hang out together because they're showing them the ropes. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to too.
yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
The young and powerful are new to this thing, right? So they need a mentor, so to speak. That's why when you see I tell you,
No,
when you see the younger
because
and the older,
when Steph Curry and Steph Curry's asking them questions, the kids see that and they're like, "Oh, he's cool. You know Steph Curry, yeah."
exactly. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That gives them credibility right there. So now when a young person like you said, sees him, they go, "Oh, that's the guy that was with Steph Curry. So he's got to be cool. He's got to be, because it's Steph Curry, so he's got to be cute. Nah, 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 nah. That's like to keep your eyes out for yourself. See where paying attention comes in handy, right? Because I kind of don't mind Steph Curry. It's a whatever for me. But then to see him sitting with that guy, and if I don't know any better, I'll be like one of the young kids. I'll be like, well, that's Steph Curry, two-time MVP. He can't be getting himself. He can't be cohorting with the wrong people. He's got to be, look. His dad was in the league. His brother's in the league. Like
It's
they know who to rub elbows with. Like, come on, there's a basketball family. Apparently not, and they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. I'm sorry, they don't.
All I can say is,
That's the price you pay when you.
I think
That's the
it's just
price when you want it
well,
all, man.
more than these people are like just pulling the strings, pulling each other's strings.
Everybody tells me, right? You see, what you got to understand too. When you look at things, people laugh at me when I say this.
You heard of controlled opposition?
100%, of course. Come on now, come on now.
That's what I think is going on right now.
Let me show you something. You ever seen? There was a boxing match. I'm trying to remember what boxing match it was. Oh, you know what it was? No, it wasn't a boxing match. It was fighting, kickboxing. And the guy's manager, the gentleman's manager knew that his guy was gonna get his ass kicked. He knew he was gonna get his ass handed to him on a platter. So what he did was he had someone slip something into the other guy's water bottle. So when he
Mm.
drank that water and he came into the ring, he got all drowsy and shit. And the guy started wailing on him, and it looked like he was defending himself, but he was just like throwing his hands up out of, I guess, muscle memory, but he wasn't really fighting, right? So as he's putting his hands up to block, it looks like he's blocking. The guy came up with one fucking kick and nearly killed him. You understand me? No, these kind of things you gotta watch out for. That's you see that? That's the manager. That's not even the person who's fighting against him who did it, because the guy didn't know. The guy didn't know. You understand me? But I mean, when you're going, you have no choice. You have to win. You play dirty. You play really fucking dirty. Who knows what bookies that guy would have been into, if he didn't, you know what I mean? If he didn't play ball, he had to play ball. It's not
What?
but he's a good kid. I don't care.
You know what I mean?
I got a wife and a girlfriend to pay for. I don't care. I got a kid to put through college, you know. You gonna pay for it. Why because I'm not stealing it, I have to pay for it. What's going on? I don't understand the logic in this. I don't get the either that innocent guy over there is gonna pay for it or you're gonna pay for it. I'm like, so I'm not an innocent guy too? What's going on?
Oh, my
I don't get it, you know? Like, come on, man. So that's just what it is. They don't play fair, bro. They never did. They didn't play fair from the beginning when they were giving the Indians
God.
fucking cloths or chicken pox. They weren't playing fair then. You think they're gonna play fair now? Come on. They gave them the measles and shit. You think they're gonna play fair now? They went to Africa and disguised fucking vaccines, you know what I mean, of diseases as vaccines to help them. Like, come on. And they admitted it rampantly so many times. You think they're going to help us now? What the fuck changed? Ain't nothing but the numbers on the date that changed, baby. It's shit the same. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. You know? They still down with the same bullshit. And they're gonna continue. I swear, they're gonna continue until they have a population of people that they want to have, people that look like them, talk like them, move like them, people who deserve to be in society because they're just good folks. They're just good people. They're just good natured people. You know, that's it. That's how it's gonna go, bro. They're gonna straight up, and they're gonna find ways to do it and find ways to do it. They're gonna get creative. They're gonna give them all kind of names, but what it is extraction, and not just extraction. See you later. It's extraction. You're gone. You know,
Yep.
that's it. Yeah, man. That's what it is.
Diabolical,
And
man. Fuck.
look, I used to say, right? I used to say at one point, if you hate black people that much, this is what to do. If you really hate black people that much, this is what to do. Give us somewhere, give us somewhere as big as the United States. Give us a couple places and let us have those places for just us. You know what's gonna end up happening? What happened before. We're gonna thrive. They're gonna come back to rape and pillage. It's it, you know, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. They're gonna come back and rape and pillage. Plain and simple. That's what's gonna happen. So, no, realizing they can't do that, they leave a few of us. They're smart enough to smile and put their hands around our shoulders and act like they're with us and they're down. You know, they're smart enough to do that. They go home at night and stick their finger down their throat and vomit. You know what I mean? I had to touch that fucking nigger today. Like, I had to fucking touch that nigger today. He was saying something or the other, and I had to laugh with him, you know? I had to laugh and make him look funny, you know? Fucking guy. Hey, babe, run the hot water for me. I want to scald my skin. I want to make sure, you know, that when I shook his hand, it didn't spread up my arm. Fucking asshole. Can you check my back for me? Make sure it didn't spread on my neck and shit. I'm shaking his hand. Fucking guy. Like, oh my God. Shit like that happens. People don't know. Yo, that thing for joke. That's some serious, serious, serious shit. That's some serious ass shit. I know a lot of people that they be around black people and they shake their hand or do something and you watch them carefully and not too long after that, all of a sudden they need to go take a piss. You don't need to go take no fucking piss. You need to go wash your fucking hands. You know what I'm saying? You need to go wash your hands because all that's on your mind right now is you feel disgusting. That's how you feel. You're disgusted by the fact that you had to shake a black man's hand. This is exactly what it is. Don't get fooled by, no, I gotta go to the bathroom. No, you don't. You gotta go wash your fucking hands. That's what you gotta go do. That kind of nasty shit. You feel me? I don't get that, man. This is 2020. This is 2020. Everybody's getting bold and everybody's getting brave. The people who've had it up to fucking here with the bullshit, they getting bold and brave. The people who are saying nigger, nigger, now they're saying nigger. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they're doing now. They ain't hiding shit how they feel. This is how they feel and they want the world to know. Oh yeah.
Nah, they ain't saying nigga though.
Huh?
They're saying niggas.
Oh yeah, they are.
To
Oh
who?
yeah.
To me?
Let me tell you something. If a tree falls in the forest, it doesn't make a sound. Nobody hears it in order technically for it to make a sound. But that tree did fall. That's the point. They gonna say it, even if they say it amongst their friends, even if they say, they say it.
That's
It's
stuff.
on their minds. It's on their minds. Let me
That
let me
shit.
give you let me give you an example. Okay, let me give you an example.
Mm.
I was sitting in the park. I was sitting in the park, and
Yeah.
I was enjoying some lunch. I had a carrot. I was eating a carrot. Good for my eyes. So my lighter wasn't working. And I couldn't get my carrot lit. So I asked the guy that's sitting on the bench across from me. I said, "Sir, excuse me, sir. You mind if I borrow your lighter?" It was three white guys, right? And the first guy sitting down looked at the second guy like he ain't touching my lighter. The second guy looked back at the first guy like I don't think I have one because he was kind of tapping his pockets at the same time. The third guy got the fuck up, walked over to my table, and gave me the lighter to use. When he sat back down, you should have seen the demeanor of the other two guys. They acted like, yo, man, why the fuck did you just do that? What's wrong with you, man? They looked at him. I swear to God, they moved slightly a bit, just a bit, down the bench. And I watched that, but I pretended like I didn't see. I pretended like I didn't see, but I paid attention. See, because when I see those things, man, this is 2020, man. People need to stop that shit. People need to stop that shit, man. People need to stop that. I'm telling you, when people shun you and scorn you like that, for those of them who are on the outside looking in, they don't know that that's just pure ignorance. They don't know that that person is just an asshole. They don't know that. So they look at you now when they see you and I wonder, what did he do? Is he a thief? Is he a rapist? Is he a killer? What did he do? Why was that guy treating him like that, right? Treating him like he was a fucking pariah. Why was he doing that? Why was he saying nasty things under his breath about that guy? What's wrong with that guy? Is he a piece of shit? No. The guy who has a fucking problem, because I don't, he's the piece of shit. Straight up. But again, it's perception, right? Versus reality. So people are gonna see that on the outside looking in, and people don't wait. They'll catch 2 minutes of it, like I said before, and then they become experts. Now the next time they see me, guess what? They don't think I'm an asshole. They know I'm an asshole. Never met me.
Yeah,
Never had a never had a conversation with me.
you're a nice guy.
But right? It- exactly. No, thank you. Appreciate it. Coming from somebody who knows me, I appreciate it. That holds water. That's valid, right? Not some asshole on the outside looking in who's paying attention to some other asshole who obviously has a problem, right? And gonna take a lead from that and see me and shun me too. See me and give me faces like,
Uh,
man, you better go somewhere with that shit. You know, fuck that. You know what I mean? And fuck them and the horse they rode in on.
well, I want to show you a little something, what I'm saying? There was a debate between Polite and this white Christian man, you know what I'm saying? So I like to
Mm.
watch these debates between the white man and the black man, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? It gives him more insight of what's going on when it comes to racism, white supremacy, and the whole
Shit.
dynamic. We should be
Hold
upon
on.
something much
Hold on two
more
seconds. Hold on
innovative
2 seconds.
and
This little man.
very cool with it, old school with it, came up to with it, you know. I do what I do with it, because I gotta move forward. I got the nasty glove since back in the day, so now we so vast the love came from the bottom, you know, trying to head to the top, moving, work, trying to See if I can get some blood from a rock. You know, it came up on the floor. Spit up to the top. Nigga stop, though. Look up for the yap. What's the block? Niggas want to talk to it. Give up all of that. That's just part of the block. Yeah. So we're gonna take a look at this here debate. Cause this shit is feel self-determination, self-motivation, self-initiation, self-recreation.
Self-love.
Self-love.
Baby. Self-love, baby. When you love yourself, you make sure you are right. You don't try. You make sure you are right.
If we don't go for broke, we're just gonna be out here fucked up with the game. I don't give a shit, man. No white man and fucking any type of man is telling me how to live my life. I wanna fucking do everything I can to eradicate this system and show these niggas that we are forced to be reckoned with. And they, they ain't on our level. It's just, we just wanna let it be known that it ain't no bullshit, real shit every time. So let me put on this here. Brother Polite makes me laugh still, because he thinks he's slick with it. He's kind of a con artist, but sometimes he comes with the knowledge, so I gotta disseminate as much.
All right,
as
now
I
can you see us now? We live.
I see you. I am trying to share the link over here.
Yeah, share the link to all your people. Let them.
You see this guy, Bobby Jones?
Because my brother, he agrees with you that Jesus was a white man. I'm saying he wasn't white.
Jesus was a white man.
You heard me?
I heard you. I've heard this argument before too.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta go down below the video also.
Okay. What you gotta do, because it's rough over here when we're dealing with this information, man. And you also, what you gotta do is stand on your ancestors' shoulders. Stop running from your ancestors now. Because I'm talking about the racist, the outright savagery that they have been living for a long time, for like 400 years.
That's
dealing
correct.
So don't run from that now, Bob. Don't run from it, Bob.
Your ideology of ancestry and my ideology of ancestry are two completely different ideologies.
Of course it is. Of course. You don't want to associate with those ancestors of yours who have been cutting the penis off of black men, who have been cutting the bellies open of black women, and that unborn baby would fall from their womb. Now all of a sudden you're not a white man, Bob, and we ain't gonna let you get away with that.
I'm a white man. I never said that.
Okay, well, we ain't gonna let you run from your ancestors, man. Stand on their shoulders, just like we gotta stand on the shoulders of our ancestors, Bob.
Your ancestors are not
African.
They are not all black people. Some of your ancestry is white people.
Oh man, you hear this, Polite? Hey, guess what, Polite? He's right. Because of the raping process that went on. So, yes. Yeah, I agree with you. See, so look at you, Bob. You laugh.
You also take the blame for your white ancestry's cruelty to black people.
That's a slick one. Polite, hold your head up. Let's go. Let's talk.
What's up, man? Ready to talk? Are we live?
Yeah, we live, brother.
You hear what he just said?
Bob came with a point. That's a good point what Bob's saying. He's saying that we got to take some blame for our white ancestors who have committed the crime. What do you think about that, Polite?
we got to take the blame for our white ancestors.
Yeah, who have raped our ancestors. Bob is crazy here.
Like what kind of?
We only have white ancestors because we've been raped for the most part.
That's it.
For hundreds of years, not a year or two. We're not talking about miscegenation. We're not talking about integration. We're talking about forcibly being imposed.
He's
The
gonna try
will
to
of the white
say
man
some smarter
imposing
shit.
himself upon our people. The very people that he called monkeys. The very people that he called demons. The very people he called ignorant.
That's a misstatement, and it's wrong.
Okay. Well,
okay.
Let me hear this.
Okay. First of all, you're assuming that all white people have done these things, or that their ancestral tree is guilty of it at some point. It must be all the white people. You're wrong. My family tree does not go in the direction of any kind of slavery whatsoever. Now, you have to also remember that when black slavery started up.
Hold up, let him talk, polite. Let him talk, because he's gonna dig a hole for himself. Let him talk.
Okay. You also have to remember that when black slavery started up, that was obviously caused by the Islamic people, who eventually went and hired a black man to take all the slaves for them, so they didn't have to go to battle in these territories to earn these black people as slaves by way of war. Now, keep in mind, prior to that, they were taking white Christian people as slaves prior to going into Africa doing what they did. However, they did create the richest man in history, Musa I of Mali. He was the richest man in history. And how did he get rich? Off of black slavery. He was the man who was catching all the black slaves that were sent to everywhere in the world, let alone the Americas.
Who are you talking about, Mansa Musa? Who are you talking about, sir?
Musa the first of Mali.
Okay.
Yes,
the richest man that ever existed. He made all hard money.
That's Mansa Musa.
That's what you call it.
Yes.
He made all of his money capturing black people to be sold as slaves. He was the go-to guy for all of Islam. He captured so many black people as slaves that when there was less of a demand for slaves, he decided he was going to quit the business because he just wasn't that profitable to him anymore. So Islam says, you know what, we can help you with that problem. So they got a boatload of black slaves.
Not the same thing. Not the same slavery.
And they took them right across the water over there to Spain, which later became Portugal. So you know the history of how they
do it?
Became a country of America. Slavery, that much of a percentage of Spain was only slaves. The rest of it they separated because they were against slavery. So that's where it started, right there in Portugal, the slave trade of Europe, and it spread to small certain percentages of other territories and countries back then. Same thing as when they brought them to Brazil, and then they brought them to America, and then Canada, and so on. So you guys are blaming white people for slavery, yet white people were not even involved at the time black slavery was created. And it was a minority amount of white people in the United States and Canada that were involved in it. There were white people who were so against the slavery of other human beings that they fought against it and even died to free black people prior to even the Civil War. So your ideology that all white people...
What about the Moors as well? Was the Moors involved in it? Moors involved in the slavery as well?
Who are the Moors?
Boba.
Fijian people.
Boba.
You know what I'm talking about? The Moors that, you know,
Come.
No, the Moors are the people, are the good black people.
You wearing clothes?
White people, how to walk on.
I'm on camera, baby. I'm on camera. You're not wearing clothes. Okay. Where's mommy? Okay, go ahead.
So, creations in the first place. That's why most times misconstrued to mean navigation or to mean ship. These are the guys.
You're talking about China? You're talking about Chinese people?
Oh, we can move on. It's all right. What's the name of some of your white revolutionaries that died in the name of saving black people? What's the name of these people?
You know, I would actually have to look that up, the same as I would have to look up some of the black slave owners that existed here in America.
All right, so
they do exist.
hold on. We got these white people that you're revering that has saved us, delivered black people, okay, from exile, delivered our people from subjugation, delivered our people from being colonized. But you ain't got the name of one white person who risked their life. But you know white people risk their lives. How come white people don't know the name of these white people? How come you don't know?
This is not a subject that I preoccupy my brain with. I'm busy constantly exposing frauds and cons, so it's not at the forefront of my mind as much as what do you call it, Master Mousy or Musa?
Master
Musa. Like, it would be more prevalent to remember his name than some of these other names. Like, I even have, at times, there are days I might have to go look up his name, for example, because it's not on the forefront of my brain. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, because I can look it up right now and give you the names of some of these people.
Yeah, I would like the names of some of these white people who risked their lives and died in the name of black people being free, and where they are today. Because I see it still being subject to police brutality, still being experimented on. Can you name one that's alive today? They gotta be alive still to this day. The legacy of saving black people has to still exist on to this very day. You ain't got one name for us, do you?
I would be a prime example of somebody who does not look at race first.
So let me ask you this. If you believe Jesus is white, right?
Of course.
Would I be racist if I believe Jesus is not white?
I think that anybody that goes against the norm of what has always been is most likely a racist. But that in itself would not make you a racist enough.
Well, I agree with you. I believe Jesus is white. I believe this was a story constructed by white people to further oppress, enslave, and control the minds of black people. I don't believe in no white man.
Black racism did not exist back in the time of Jesus.
Let me ask you this. Did Jesus die for all of humanity, even black and white people alike?
That is correct. That is why my family,
so hold on,
God, whatever color you are.
Watch this. So how come when I ask you to name me one white person that saved black people, that died for black people, you didn't even mention Jesus, your Savior himself? How come you didn't mention Jesus Christ?
Well, because that, no, hold on. Now that's entrapment. You're trying to play the game of entrapment on me. No, you didn't. You didn't get nothing because you played the game of entrapment. We were talking about here in the United States, at least I assumed we were. So not to include the religion of Christianity. Now, if we include that, of course you have to mention Jesus Christ and to include God himself. So let me ask you this. What color is God?
So Jesus never existed. So Jesus existed or he never existed?
Of course he existed. But let me ask you this. What color? Now, let me address another.
He said, what color is God, Polite?
Yeah, what color is God?
Hold on real quick. I got you. I have no idea. I don't believe in that crazy shit. So what I'm saying
is, it does exist. It does exist because it's part of Christianity. Are you a Christian?
Well, of course, when I look in the mirror, sir, when I look in the mirror, God would not be a white man. He would look like me. Every people on the planet have a God that represents them. Why does God always have to represent you and who you are, what you stand for your people?
I didn't say he did, but let me throw this at you. God has, according to the Bible, God has walked this earth many times.
Okay.
All the way back to the first.
Let's go with the story, Polite. You know what I'm talking about for the people's sake. Come on, go ahead.
I got you. Okay. But before we do this, respectfully, where we was at in conversation was I asked if he can name one white person that he suggested died for black people. And he could have named one.
You breaking up a little bit, Polite. You breaking up. Polite, you breaking up.
Hold on.
No, I hear you. It's just that you frozen and all that on the screen. Yeah, you're going like, damn, your Wi-Fi is not good. That's what I'm saying.
Am I froze right now?
No, you good.
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure it's my Wi-Fi is the best.
Yeah, because you frozen. I hear you. Go ahead, Polite.
You can see me?
Yes.
All right, so here's where we were in conversation. I asked, can you name me one such white person that you say, amongst many, that have died for black people to save them? He said he has to do the research, he has to look it up, he's not really preoccupied with those type of things. He'd be more likely to be able to announce a black man as enslaved black people more than he can announce the name of a white person that has died to save black people. Then we later on in conversation, I
You
asked,
know what, brother? Brother Polite is it's kind of a reach when he says Jesus. It's a reach, but if this guy's gonna stand there and says that and say that there's a whole bunch of people, he should be able to name at least one. Like straight up, he should be able to name at least one for credibility. You know, just one, at least one.
or is it fiction?
Obviously.
So Christianity reality, Jesus
Full of shit.
and he is white. Then the first person
You should have at least said
white people
fucking.
that say black people should have been Jesus. So now you're giving me the information that this is make believe, and you yourself know it's
Willie
make believe.
Jack.
Because if he was a real person, he would have came to mind. But since he's a Christian person, that seems to be separate and different from actual religion. But you tell me, oh, if we saw Christianity, I would say, well, we talking real life. So you're not saying it. How do you address that before we move on to the next one?
Well, I'm going to address all of that. It's pretty simple.
Okay.
First of all, like I was saying, God has walked this earth many times in many different colors. So, what Mr. Sy here was saying about when he looks in the mirror, he sees God as a black man, that would actually be true and correct to a certain extent, because God walked the earth. In fact, he fought with himself as another man. Back in the Old Testament, did he not break his own hip? And to show mankind how frivolous it is to fight against God, he also came as one of Abraham's people. Remember, he used to be called Abram, and he committed every sin, every atrocity against the commandments. He broke all of them. He left his own people because they were so steadfast in following God. So he left his people. He walked earth as Abram. And then God himself went and tapped Abram on the shoulder, and in fact changed his name to Abraham. And then Abraham then walked in the light of following God. So obviously God has come in many different races in the past, probably has at times we don't know about, and probably will in the future. So he himself is of all races, of all colors, and all peoples. Now, when I hear y'all talk about my peoples, and you guys do a lot of what's called entrapment. It doesn't make any sense. But that's what you just did. And Mr. Frank, is it? So what you did was, you're asking about black slavery in the United States, and my mind's thinking just direct, I'm tunnel vision now directly on that. And you take it to coincide with something having to do with Jesus Christ. Do I believe it was white? Well, of course.
Like I give you that. I give you that. That's a reach.
In that of itself, it's not.
I give you that. That's a reach, guaranteed. Like, come on.
And
but
you ask
again,
are the reason I can profanely say
one person. You can't name one person. Give me a first name. Forget the last name. Or give me a last name. Forget the first name. I get it. But give me a name. Just one.
Like when somebody is, you're going after them because they're a liar about everything they do in life, they throw up their kid and say, excuse me, this is my kid. You can't go after me now. My kid's a protective shield for my family or whatever. You see it all the time. It's the same thing with religion. People want to put up religion and defend their own bad deeds. The reality of it is, they're not even religious. You see where I'm coming from? If you go back to, I'll give you a prime example. If you go back to the people who ruled Turkey for a time,
all right.
A prime example. He ran his channel named after a group of sadistic people. You know what the name of his show is?
Keep us informed.
Excuse me, please.
So Zeke Elger is a guy whose father came to America and lied on the application to get into America.
picture that you're looking at, these were also Christians. These were called good Christians. These were European Christians. And this was the work that their God was telling them to do towards black people. So I know you don't want to associate yourself with your ancestors, sir, but we're not here to let you get away. We're not going to let you run. We're not going to let you disassociate yourself. Because now that you have reaped the benefits, now that you are able to go through.
Who caused that? Who caused that to happen? White people, or was it your master Musa?
Come on, man. Come on, Master Musa ain't got nothing to do with this.
Master Musa has everything to do with this because those black people.
So you're gonna blame. So you're gonna blame Master Musa. So you're gonna blame
Master Musa.
So you're gonna blame. So you're gonna blame Master Musa for what these good white Christians have done right here.
These are not good white Christian people because no good Christian person of any skin tone would be capable of doing that.
Okay.
That's exactly what they call themselves. Good, God-fearing Christians. When they're doing this fucking nonsense, like the Ku Klux Klan call themselves good, God-fearing white men, and and that's what they. Come on, what the fuck?
The Bible, right? So let's go to this Bible. Let's go to the Bible, because
go to the Bible.
I have no idea how a white man will come as Messiah to save our people, considering all the hell we've been going through. And you blaming everything on Mansa Musa. Like white folks wasn't tripping before Mansa Musa existed.
That's right. No white people had black slaves. We didn't even know what it was in this country or up north. That was all carried out by a group of people that later became known.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this.
Young Church political party. Let me finish with this, because I don't think you even know about the history of mankind. You don't sound like you do. But this political party that became Young Church political party, they were a group of atheist people. They did not follow God. They didn't even follow any Muslim God. In fact, they existed in a realm of everything anti-God. Young Church political party gaining power and stature because of certain super wealthy Islamic people, like they exist today. There's oil well tycoons over there, and the drug dealers that exist over there. So what happened is this groups of evil people formed what's called Young Turks. Finally, that became the name of the organization. And then what they did is Young Turks, they committed genocide on everybody who was not Muslim, mainly white people, not black people, but white people. They actually would defeat a defending force in a town of maybe 150,000 people they killed. There were still like 150,000 plus people who were still alive who had nothing to do with the dang war. They slaughtered them anyway. You're talking about white Christian people. Look it up, it's part of history. So eventually, Young Turks political party was overthrown.
This is true.
The territories broke up after World War II. And then now you just got Turkey. But people make the big mistake, it's mainly Democrats and atheists that make a huge mistake of trying to associate the current political party of Turkey as Young Turks. And they are two separate groups of people.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you control Turkey today are a version of Catholic Christian Muslims, if you will. They're more Muslim in beliefs than Christian, but they do have a large Christian makeup in their beliefs. So this is why some of the Muslims, like your certain Muslim factions like Iran and that other country, what's it called, the UAE, they are of the same religion of Muslims who go against the traditional
United Arab Emirates.
And they're the ones that really have created a lot of the problems in Islam today. It's not the good, God-loving people there. There's these bad organizations of people.
All right,
political party. All right, I'm gonna sum it up. Young Turks political party. One of their members was Zeke Ugger's father. So in honor of that, when he came here to the United States at 8 years old, to honor his father belonging to the Young Turks sadistic political party, he then was allowed to come and immigrate to America, and his father lied on the application saying he was being sought after because of his religious beliefs. there was no religious persecution against Young Turks because they didn't have a religion. So that was a lie on the application. So Zeke Younger, being raised by the sadistic guy, of course, becomes a Democrat, and he's anti-Christian, anti-American, and he's outspoken about it. What I'm saying here is that black people seem to want everybody to believe that, oh, everything's against black people. The white people have never been scorned or murdered or burned alive. And all of that is just ridiculously not correct. And it was not all white people that were involved in black slavery. By far it was. The majority of white people in America did not own slaves. That's a fact.
What's wrong with you? That's enough, man. Hold on, man. That's enough. Let me get some action. All right, the majority of white people did not own slaves in America. And you know, I'm gonna say this, Brother Senator, please screenshot the black faces that are cheering this white man on. Please screenshot it, because we got a lot of people.
Yeah, I saw that too.
You know, and this is a man. This is a white man that has said, if you believe Jesus is other than white, if you believe Jesus is other than white, you're most likely racist. And these Negroes is in the chat cheering him on.
Wow, man. But you know how we do, like that's how we do. You know?
Okay. I got one. Hello, you guys.
Hold on.
And I just have you know that Islam is a favorite religion, and the first Muslims were in fact Christians. They were rebellious Christians. They didn't have a language of their own. Arabic didn't evolve. Arabic did not evolve until 60 years after the Quran was compiled, completely, and it was written in Kanshuni, which means they borrowed other people's letters. Secondly, you must consider that the stories of Prophet Muhammad didn't even come about until 200 years after the Quran was complete. So in one instance, they didn't have a language. In another instance, their prophet's story wasn't even spoken about until 200 years after the Quran has been compiled.
All of what you're saying is pure trash.
Hold on, I'll cut you off.
I'm sorry.
So what language was the original Muslim speaking? They were speaking the lingua franca of Christians. By lingua franca, we mean the most popular language, especially when it comes to commerce and religion. The lingua franca, because they have a dialect continuum where there's mutual intelligibility and asymmetrical intelligibility. This means that some languages are very close as far as accent is concerned, and then some very far apart. Well, when we talk about the lingua franca, during the inception of the Muslims' time, the lingua franca was the popular language of Christianity that we would know today as Assyrian. Okay? So Assyrian. So in the Syriac tongue, the early so-called Muslims, they read out of the Peshitta, studied the Peshitta. Early Christians, New Testament, not written in Greek, written in Syriac before it's written in Greek. What did the early Christians refer to as God as? Early Christians, before the evolution of Islam, read out the New Testament written in Syriac, called the Peshitta, and they called on Allah over 100 times in the New Testament. Christians called on Allah before Muslims called on Allah. Out of the Peshitta written in Syriac. And then the word Quran itself comes from the Syriac word meaning lectionary. What does lectionary mean? It means Bible lesson. Okay? No, this is true. All you gotta do is get out and see what the word Quran means in Syriac, because that is the preceding language before it is ever in Arabic. That is the lingua franca, meaning the most popular language used in the region where Muslims evolved. It is a Christian tongue because Muslims didn't have language fully developed. They didn't have characters to identify the words that consist of their language. That's why it's called Karshuni. You can look these words up. It's called Karshuni. So I'll move forward. I just wanted to give you a little history here. I'll move forward. So the Muslims that you're passing the buck on are Christians any goddamn way. That's one. Okay? Now two. Now let's go into your Bible. And I gave you specific words so you can look it up to make sure I'm not making these things up. Okay? Quran means lectionary. It means Bible lessons. Okay? And there's a reason why Qur'an in Syriac, which is the word, which is a harmonious morphological code, which means they, from diacritical marks that's used in Arabic, or the phonemes, These things are designations for how to pronounce a word. So once you start manipulating the vowels in the word, you create a new meaning. So instead of it being a homophone, you actually have a word that looks a little different because they removed those diacritical marks and we mispronounced the word and then it's wrapped it into another language. That's called a harmonious morphological code. I didn't want to go through all this with you. Like, you did that research, you tell them, now what I want to walk
Preach, brother, polite. Preach.
Let's go to your Bible. Let's go to your Bible, sir. And let's read Leviticus chapter 13, verse the high priest of the temple. They have to turn around first. If something is of God and not of God, or something is unclean or someone is clean. And we see here in Leviticus chapter 13, verse 28, and if we need some Hebrew translations, we will do it.
Oh, shit.
Okay, Leviticus chapter 13, verse 28 to 29 to 30. Go read. And if the bright spot stay in his place and spread not in the skin, but it be somewhat dark, as in his complexion, it is a rising of the burning, and the priest shall pronounce him clean, for it is an inflammation of the burning. If a man or woman have a plague upon the head or the beard, that's Leviticus 13:29. Now let's go to Leviticus 13:30. Let's see what we get a description of your people. Then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be a yellow thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry style, even in leprosy, okay, meaning getting paler or lighter upon the head or beard. So here we find that a person is considered to be unclean. This is jump in the shower type of clean. You can go into the word clean is now. This ain't the clean. This means a person's cursed. Okay? But this means that a person is wicked. Now, I'm not saying these things because you believe in this Bible, and I said it is the greatest story ever told. And I'm up for a story every now and then. So sometimes I take the time out to read the story myself. And when I read this story, I see that the priests are saying, then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair. We only know caucasoids to have yellow thin hair. Then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. And there's a dry style, even in leprosy. So this means that this is a designation or symbol of leprosy, which tells us as a people not to deal with people who are cursed based on what the priest's criteria for being cursed or not cursed is. Y'all Hebrew Israelites better show me some love. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm telling you is, and the word they use for things called, well, we can go deeper into it, and we can look at the word they use for yellow, okay? And if we go to the word that they use for yellow, we'll see sahol. All right? So it clearly means the word yellow in Hebrew. If there's any questions, I'm up for it. But what I would like you to explain is, how the hell you guys have a book that identifies you as freaking cursed, and then you turn around and tell the same people, hey, if you don't believe that Jesus is white, then you're most likely racist. Well, how come the depiction of Jesus represents some purpose?
This is the greatest amount of stupidity I've ever heard in my life.
Okay, good. How come not only
I love it.
Wrong. Everything you said is completely wrong. Idiot. Let me respond to all that you just really.
Oh, fuck. Mine said, everything you said there is completely wrong.
Is that a wise and intelligent person, or is he a complete idiot?
The people
I'm talking about a real prophet of God, somebody that you yourself be a very smart and wise man. In your opinion, would he have to be, or would he be somebody who's a total blubbering idiot?
The prophets that I know of wear plastic spikes on the streets and ask for dollar donations. I don't believe any of them are that bright.
I'm talking about throughout history, even in the Bible, in the Quran, anywhere.
Oh, the stories. I would
Not the
believe
stories right now. What if a man walked this earth?
Mine said, "Oh, the stories."
He has to be somebody's a complete idiot.
Presuming that he existed, he would be very knowledgeable. Black and realize
What the fuck is that?
knowledge. But go
What
ahead.
is that?
That Muhammad was illiterate. He did not know how to read and write, and his nephew had to write the Quran for him. Yet he felt that
Yo, who is that just joined?
An illiterate man, so it can be a revelation onto a people.
No, that's not what I said. That's close to what I asked. My point is that the whole Muslim faith revolves around the Holy Quran. Yet, the guy who's responsible for the Holy Quran, Muhammad himself, was illiterate. He could not read or write. He had to get his nephew to write for him.
I want to correct you. Hold on. I got to correct you.
You're right.
The word that they use for illiterate, the word that they use for illiterate is the word unlettered in Arabic, which is the word ummi. It is a homophone. It either mean mother or it mean unlettered. And the name or the word or the unlettered means not able to read. Scriptural language doesn't mean you can't read at all. It means that something different. Based on reading and comprehension, it wasn't a illiterate man that received a written testimony. He was a man that wasn't proficient or versed at reading that testimony in the language in which it was revealed. Hence the reason he was to recite in the name of his sustainer.
Hey, Bob, hold on, Bob. Hey, Bob, let me introduce you to. Hey, Bob, you hear me?
I hear you very well.
Okay, let me introduce you to. Hey, Bob, hold on, Bob. Bob, hold on. Let me introduce you to the.
Yo, what do you?
With me, Sonetta, and Shaka Utmost in your title. This is Brother Shaka Utmost. All right, so Shaka, he was saying things like before you came in, for you not to believe that Jesus is white man and you believe that he's other than that, then you got to be a racist and so on. And he blamed slavery on Musa. He blamed slavery on Musa and not European people.
I don't know why you said black women not make you a racist. No, there's no way I can believe that being a Christian. So what I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying, please. If you believe Jesus was any other race than white, that's fine. But even for Hispanic, I'd say no. Jesus was Hispanic. That's fine. That's what they want to believe. But the reality is, God is every race, be any race He wants to. He created humankind. But the thing is, you know, Jesus throughout history to be a light-skinned. Yeah, based on the Bible, I believe him to be a white man, but who knows? And the thing about it is, that doesn't matter. What matters
Who is that guy? Who's that guy? Seriously, who is that guy?
In Israel right now. That is how they were chosen as God's people to be given Israel after World War II, right? So here's the problem I have with what you're saying. Christ was lighter than those people. Yeah, he had to be a white man. So here's the problem I have with anybody refuting that. Yes.
So hot.
And then you use that to propagate false racism or to try to generate racism out of other people. Then you classified as a racist because you're hate mongering. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. That's what makes all
right.
of you guys your money.
All right, let's talk to Shaka. Let's let Shaka talk. Shaka, you got the floor.
I just want to ask this trailer park inbred cracker motherfucker. Why? Why is this big? Hold up. Yo. Why this Neanderthal caveman motherfucker talking about my man Sonetta should be shot in the head because he went to school for motivation. Fuck you, bitch. You don't think you can be found? Talking about DPS and all kind of crazy shit. That fucking government ain't the only one with that shit. Fuck wrong with you? And then you want fucking YouTube talking about I work for some gay dude named Eddie Griffith. I don't even know who the fuck Eddie Griffith is. Only Eddie Griffith I know. You know, I ain't never met the motherfucker. I don't even think he's funny. What the fuck are you talking about? Nigga, you need to fucking, you know what? You need to take a little particle of shit that you got from out of your ass, out of your beard, out of that nasty fur on your face. Right? That's why I tell black people they need to stop wearing, that. They need to stop wearing them beards. Like caveman. Where you at? I'm seeing you. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where the fuck you at?
Can you hear me? I'll get these friends.
Where you at?
I'll get your punk ass. All right. Behind a goddamn camera. I live in Edinburgh, Texas, on the corner of Texas and Mexico. And if you come down here, to talk about men, you get down a place with that racism talk down here. Because there are Mexican gangs down here that will beat your bitch ass up. There's a motorcycle gang that's not far from me.
That's your gang? That's your gang?
That's not my gang, but I'm friends with them. And I'll tell you right now, you come down here bringing that racism bullshit, shit. They're liable to find your ass across the border hanging from a fucking tree. And it don't matter if you're gonna put him on the cross.
You want to put him on the cross, right, and burn it. Tell the truth.
No, not me. But if he comes down there with that hate and that bullshit, all I'm trying to do is drop intimidation and fear factor over there. You get it all the time. You get it all the time for these guys.
Man.
Fucking
That's fucking classic, man.
Tried that shit before 10 years because his third felony was trying to smuggle Canada and have a pot in a plastic prosthetic stuck up his ass in prison, and he got caught. He got sent to years. So he had served 10 years in prison over that crap.
They're fired up.
What that is, that's the equivalent to 6 24-ounce beer cans, brother. 6. How do you stick that much up your high section? And oh, I get it all the time, man. I get it all the time. All the time. So he's not intimidating anybody over here. Okay? I've lived in black communities. I've lived in white communities. And right now I live in a predominant Hispanic community. I'm like the only white guy in this neighborhood. Actually, there's I think one that lives in the next neighborhood over. Yeah, that way. But he's the only one I know of. And there are, you'll see them down here. There's a few black people down here.
Hey, let's get back focused.
But my point is, don't bring this stupid ass motherfucker that's gonna come on here just running his lips, cussing and ranting and raving and I'm tough, I'll whoop everybody. And the guy's probably only like 5'8". What the hell are you talking about? Come on, man. You're talking to the wrong guy trying to intimidate me. It's not gonna work.
Hey, so we just want to say on behalf of our good brother, you must have said a bunch of egregious things. And so
he's a racist. He's a black racist, gangbanging, want to be slept motherfucker.
Hey, hold on. I got a call that called in that gonna check you on this Jesus stuff that's being white. Peace to you, my brother. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This Captain Zaryak, man. I got about a couple seconds to chime in.
All right. What do you want to say to what you heard about this man here, Bob, talking about this?
Well, he said two things that just didn't make no sense. He said God was all colors.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes, that's what he said.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that.
Okay, can you show us where it says that?
Yeah, actually, I can. If you go back into the Old Testament and just read the many times that God has appeared on earth walking as a man, the same names are applied to Jesus Christ, or not Jesus Christ, John the Baptist, who came prior to Jesus Christ. He was actually not considered a white man, John the Baptist was, but yet he came to pave the way for Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Okay, now.
Okay, but you're not answering my question.
When he approached Abram, who was walking south into the jungle,
right,
where his people were at the time, which would most likely put him in the area of an Asian community at the time. So you would have to.
I'm gonna ask you the question again. You said made the statement that God is all colors. If we talk about the Bible, the primary source for this conversation would be the Bible. So if you're gonna make a statement that say that God is all colors, you should be able to show chapter and verse that makes that statement. For example,
correct.
I haven't studied. Well, I read here and there, but I haven't studied.
Then what you should do.
The subject. No, I'm not into that subject in my brain right now. However, I can give you reference to one man and his family to prove that we are all of the same people of God, and that would be Noah.
Well, that's
now,
not. Well, that's it.
If you're a racist,
hey Bob, hold on, Bob, you gotta let him talk.
Hold on, let's walk the dog for a second. Wow. So now that's the best thing you said that I've heard is that you don't study a lot. That's probably the smartest thing you said. It shows because you can't do the simple question. What white people like to do.
Reference, and I can give you
Bob, you gotta let him talk, Bob.
Just let me finish for a second. And see, what white people do is they make statements, and then black people have become so gullible to just listen to y'all. We'll believe God is all colors, but you can't show that in the Bible. No difference than when y'all put that image of Jesus being white. Black people that just take white people's word for it will believe that Jesus looks like the image that they portray. But when you go into the Bible, Jesus does not look like that. Neither does God. When you go into the Bible in Daniel's 10th chapter, Revelation, the 1st chapter, it clearly describes Christ as having woolly hair and dark skin. It describes God as having woolly hair. It doesn't describe his.
You're right. Show me the verse.
I'm not lying. When you go
woolly hair and dark skin, you can't show me that verse.
No problem. Well, no problem. When you go to Revelation, the first. Now, here's the difference between the white man, which we call the devil, and somebody like myself. I asked you to show. Let me finish.
But yes, he had woolen hair. He had dark skin. He had feet of bronze. That's exactly what the same passage is going to read.
Two of them. One is in the book of Daniel. That's the Old Testament. And then one is in Revelation. That's the New Testament. They both say the exact same thing. Woolly hair, skin like bronze. So you can't pull Revelation. That's why I said. This is why we call the white man the devil being the deceiver. Because you want to make a claim, but you can't back up your claim. So all you got to do is you can go to Daniel 10, 5, and 6, you'll get the description of Christ. Revelation chapter 1, 13 through 15, description of Christ. Daniel 7 and 9, description of the Most High's hair. Again, I asked you to show me where it says God is all colors, and you can't show that. And even when you pull Noah to try to say that we all come from the same people, again, the Bible is the primary source. So when you go to Genesis, the 10th chapter and the last verse, that's where it tells you that God divided, meaning separated all nations. So once we became separated, we are no longer the same. That's why you have Hamite. That's why you have Shemite. That's why you have Esau. You have Jacob. You have Moab. You have Ammon. Because they are all different races of people. And God is not all races. That's an idiotic statement to me. That's
Bob,
why you can't prove
Bob, you're lying to the people,
You
Bob.
have the three. You have Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Bob, you got to stop.
Okay, come in.
Answer that. Everything you said is based off total idioms and taking one thing to another and outright ridiculous sways of what the Bible actually says. So let me ask you this.
Do you know? Hold on, let's think, Bob.
If God is not all colors, then why did he separate man in all colors? Why did he make us all one people under Noah?
He didn't make us all one. Again, you don't. If you was actually paying attention, he didn't make us all people under Noah. Noah and his family are just the ones that survived the flood. But when you read the
But their
scripture,
offspring are the offspring of Noah.
Bob, you need to listen.
Absolutely.
Bob, you need to listen so you can learn. So you can learn, Bob.
So I'm gonna break it down. So all people, if you would like color thing, I know white people are used to making it black and white. This ain't a color thing. Christ was an Israelite. We use the term black and white because your slave, your ancestors oppressed us, enslaved us, and then slapped a color on us. Color is not what defines you. I'm pretty sure when you, as a white man, look at a red-haired Irish man, you don't call him red man. You call him Irish. You call him by his nationality. Y'all thought so little of us that y'all called us colored, Negro, nigger, XYZ. When we're talking about the Bible, those are Israelites that have a hue or a color. And we're talking about Africans, they have a hue or a color. We talk about Arabs, they have a hue or a color. You white people don't have that color. That's why Polite pulled out that verse. That's why Polite pulled out that verse about the blonde hair being a curse, being leprous.
The Bible never said blonde hair. The Bible never said blonde hair.
No problem.
You walk into 25 freaking
so when you go,
subjects.
I'm only dealing with this one.
Shut up and listen.
Wait, I just want to read this. I just want to read this one thing. I just want to read this one verse. I will give you the floor.
Let me respond to anything.
I will give you the floor after I read this verse.
It's all right. Let him respond to it first.
Number 26, right? Number 26.
No, but I don't want to get on the first. You brought up Noah. You brought up Noah.
Leave the show.
I will be quiet. I just want to read this verse.
Hey, Bob, he's going to be quiet when he reads this verse.
You brought up.
Gotta go at that time.
All the same. Genesis 10:32 says, "These are the family of the sons of Noah after their generations and the nations, and by these were the nations divided in the earth." So yes, we all came from Noah because of the flood, but the Lord divided us. So that's how we became the separate races of people that you see today. So we're not the same people. That's why you're not. That's why you look different than Polite. So we're not the same people, and you're not answering my question when I asked you to show me where God is many colors. You're not showing that yet.
First of all, we are all the same people. I know you don't want to believe that. But okay, let me take you back to the Noah's Ark argument.
Teach, Bob, teach.
Okay, so first of all, Noah had sons. All of his sons, his DNA, being Noah's DNA, went into all of their children. So through Noah, we are all related as one people, period. And you can't separate that as much as you want to try, as much as you want to twist verses around and mean stuff that don't even mean. And I can take you back further than that. Back when you claim God diversified and separated all mankind, you claim this is based on color. Okay. We were all one people prior to that, right? Or wrong?
I never said it was based on color.
Okay, let me ask you this. Did not the descendants of Adam and Eve go out into the world and take wives unto themselves of people who already existed on this planet? Yes or no? It's in the Bible. That's what it says.
Well, is this answering my question to show chapter and verse where God has many colors? Because that's my question that you're not answering.
Well, no,
I'm not like everybody else. I need you to answer the question that I'm asking.
That's right.
The question that I asked you when I got on here was you made a statement that said that God was all colors. So show us in the Bible that God is all colors.
Okay.
Tell me about Adam. Listen. Just listen. Adam is not God. Jesus is not God. None of these people are God. You said God was all colors. So just show chapter and verse that says God is all colors. That's what I'm asking.
There is no specific verse that says that. Just like there is no way you can prove to an atheist that God actually exists. Even though it tells you that he walked in Jesus Christ in the Old Testament.
Well, Todd, like I told you, I didn't have a lot of time. I just wanted to show the white man is the devil. I think everybody clearly hears the devil and this nigga's word. This nigga, the word devil just means deceiver, and there ain't nobody.
You're a racist, Cesaria. He said you're a racist.
Hey, you know, to be a racist, let me tell you something. To be a racist just means you prefer your race first, and I am a racist. I prefer black people over white people. Just like let me tell you something. The reason why you won't accept a black Jesus is because you're a racist. You can only serve a God. You can only serve a God or a belief that's for your people. And I ain't mad at you for it. I'm just mad that you had to enslave us, rape us, kill us, rob us just to have your God. We never would do nothing like that.
He said that those were. He said that those were not his ancestors that did that, Cesariak. Those were not his people.
And again, that's how you know the white man is the devil. Only the white man can kill so many people and slave them and say, we never did that.
Really?
Chime in on that. Y'all can have it from here. All right, y'all?
We gotta seek them out to keep them just because of their skin tone? Is that what you're trying to tell me? The people that live in the Free State in Africa to this day?
Hey, I got another caller. Peace, man. Peace from Black Power. What's your name and where you calling from? Say what? What's your name? Where you calling from, sir?
It's gone, brother Roy Bay. What's up, Doc?
What's up, Roy Bay? What's happening? We got Bob in here going in. Bob going in on everybody.
I got some verses for you guys, by the way. I'm ready to kick out some verses to you.
Now listen, Bob, my question to you is, young man, do you first and foremost consider yourself to be a scholar or a historian?
I consider myself to be just a person who has studied certain aspects of history. I love God. I know God is there. I don't question it. If I decide to go back and study up on the Bible this year or next year, yeah, I'll be a Bible scholar to a certain extent. I have been that, but it's not something I practiced or went into being a preacher or anything like that. Okay.
All right.
So I'm not a scholar in any direction. I'm just a person who loves people. And I think all of this hatred that people try and create is just a shame. Shameless on you, your own people, and your races, whatever you consider that to be.
Bob, listen, so, let me say, which Bible do you normally read out of?
None. You don't read it.
No, actually, that's a good statement. I studied all Bibles. There's 3 different forms of Bibles, right? You probably don't know all 3 of them. There are 3 of them. But the Bible that they use here in America for the predominant part is called the King James Bible, right? Or something to that effect. That's the Protestant Bible, which has the least amount of books in it. So why would I, as an adult man, want to study that Bible? It's a waste of time. The Bible that has all of the books in it is called the Roman Catholic Bible. So that's the Bible that I study, or a variant of it. Translation.
Bob, listen. Do you consider King James to be a white man or a black man?
Depends on which King James you're talking about.
King James Bible,
the guy who brought the Bible to America, the man who brought the Bible to America was European. Now, personally, I've never seen a color or description of it. Even though I was raised in a Lutheran church, and I left that church when I found out what they were all about. So here's the thing. Martin Luther separated the books of the Roman Catholic Bible.
Wait, Bob, listen. Hey, Bob, listen.
How come you keep interrupting? You ask a question, I gotta answer it, and then you interrupt me. You want to go on and on and on. This is the problem I have with the other brother. He asked me a question, I go to answer it, and you interrupt me. We're 10 questions down the road, and I haven't even got a chance to answer the first question.
Okay, go ahead.
Are you scared of the answer?
No, go ahead and answer, man.
Y'all are scared to death of the answer. That's what I'm starting to think.
Hey, Bob, answer the question. Do what you gotta do, brother.
Okay, thank you, brother. So look here. Yeah, like I said that now. So anyway, I can't keep a straight face now. So what happens is,
Bob's funny as hell, man.
You got Martin Luther. I do crack a lot of jokes. You catch on, but so you got 2 books out of one book that was separated. Deuteronomical books and apocryphal books that exist within the Catholic Bible that does not exist in the King James variation of the Bible. So he took those books out of the Bible, knowing that that in and of itself goes against the word of God, authority to the Bible. But he did it anyway. And his student, who turned out to be a homosexual, he threw away the Deuteronomical apocryphal books and said, here's the first book in America, the Protestant Bible, which later became known as the King James Bible. And yet, here's another sign of racism versus non-racism. Who was the lady that argued the point, what was it, up to 13 or 16 points, I can't remember now, of the translation being wrong back in the day? I can't remember her name off my head. Maybe, certainly you could, because y'all are into black history and black news. But you have to admire her because she stood up to all the white people in America, and even all the white people in England, because she was a staunch Christian lady. She knew how to read very well, better than me for that matter. And she went back and learned the Arabic language, and she translated the book to make sure it was translated properly. In fact, she wrote a book on it. The translation of the Bible was the first one ever written in America. It was written by a black lady, and she corrected the Bible. And ever since then, they started having these meetings where they decipher the Bible in many languages, but they all mean the same thing in all the different languages. And you cannot do that with a word-for-word translation. You have to translate things based off the meaning of the original text instead of trying to get word for word, because word for word will lead you astray. So my problem here is, yeah, I can look at white people and despise their acts, and yet I can look at a black person and absolutely adore them. For example, my favorite athlete of all time has been renewed to a new person, and her name is Simone Biles. How come I never see any of you people promoting Simone Biles? See, that pisses me off as a Christian. Because she's a Christian woman.
Okay, Paul, please let me cut it, right? Now, you just said that you can absolutely adore us black folks. And then you pointed to an athlete. Now you see where that's going, right? So let me ask you this question. Right. So let me ask you this question. Hey, Bob, can I talk? I'll let you talk, bro.
Yeah. I'm letting you talk. I'm not trying to interrupt you. When I invoke something, it's to say yes to what you're saying and agree with you, or to say, no, I don't agree with that. But I'm going to let you talk.
Okay. All right, cool, great. Now, was there ever a time in your people's history, the Greeks and the Romans, when they ever admired, worshipped, studied the ancient black Egyptians? And I'm using that as a statement because that's what the people can relate to right now. But was there ever a time when your people admittedly, the Greeks in particular, admitted that the ancient Kemites were the kings and gods of this world?
Okay, first of all, you're assuming that my people had anything to do with the Greeks or the Romans, and again, they did not. However, if you're referring to white people in general, you would be absolutely 100% correct.
All right, Roy, let me let you go, man, so Polite can get back in here.
All right, Dylan, stop. Hold on a second. First of all, I want to thank you, my good brother, for bringing on the Billy so we can humiliate him. And Bob, can you throw your name backwards?
You're never getting to that point to where you can humiliate. You might be humiliating yourself and exposing.
I did a great job.
You're funny, Roy.
That's not it.
All right, brother Polite. Go ahead, man. It's on you, brother.
Hey, Bob. This is we got to do the conclusion, man. This is what we got to do, Bob. We got to find out how is it you can reference a book and debate the people that obviously are reading more of that book. How can you stand so strong in your convictions when you referencing a book that you swear by, that you yourself admit you are not reading, where a non-believer of the book and a believer of the book alike obviously know more about what's in that book than you?
Okay, and here's to answer your question real simple. Because I studied that book for 8 years solid. I used to know all the quotes and verses by the back of my hand. However, what brought me to studying the Bible was I kept hearing contradictions. But when I read the Bible, I didn't see that contradictions. The contradictions were lies. And they were proven by my studies. So I reached a point to where I realized that studying the Bible only brings you to the assumption that there is a God, based off the fact There are no contradictions in the Bible. And if you got a contradiction in the Bible, you've gotten the wrong meaning. You need to go back and read it until your eyes are open to the fact that there are no contradictions. This took me 8 years, studying 4 to 6 to 8 hours a day. And I'm going to tell you something. Just because I don't currently, and for the past probably 7 years, haven't really sat down and kept up with the Bible. I wasn't brought up with the Bible. This being a part of my brain function that molded me as a person. I didn't study the Bible until I was an adult. But I'd already accepted God as God when I was a kid. So it's very easy to sit and reference that I finally got the understanding and the meaning of the Bible. Yet I sit here and listen to people that have never reached this level of understanding. So it's easy to tear up their ideologies that are wrong. Everybody wants you when it comes to God in general, any religion. Why are you here? Why did God put mankind on this planet? It's a very simple answer that most of you don't even have a clue about. It's so simple.
You can enlighten us, because